Good evening, everyone. I'm going to start off unaccustomed, as I am to speaking in public, and having an English accent. Any of you Australians don't understand me. Apologies now. Yeah, over it. Just come over it. Welcome to Kerrie Ian's wedding, first off. We've both come all over from England, met in Australia. We've got friends from the UK, Australia, New Zealand, and I might have left a couple of Indonesia. Yeah, I might have left a couple of countries out, but it's great to be here tonight. And a special welcome to Dawn and Brenda, the two mothers. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Kerrie. Yeah, not the bad bits. We were a military family, so as a military family, we travelled around the world every couple of years. We moved, and after a few years, we realised it's not easy for your children. Changing schools, moving houses, meeting new friends. It's quite difficult for them, but we didn't realise it to start with. So I'm going to do a little snapshot of our move. We just left Germany, we've been there about 6 years. Went back to England, a tiny little village called Shipton Ballinger. You'll never find it on a map, it is minute. And Kerrie and my brother Craig went to the local village school. We got to meet the headmaster, and we soon realised he was a bit of a nutcase on athletics. He'd been an international runner, and that was his life. And he'd organised the Junior UK cross-country championship. Kerrie's always been pretty determined, and she said, well, I've been picked for the school team now. I said, well, great, but don't forget, some of these girls, you're only 8, some of these girls are 11 years old. And on the day, there was about 350 runners turned up. And she's determined to win, and I'm trying to say, Kerrie, you've got to realise, well, you've got 3 years. What these girls will be bigger than me. Anyway, the race started, good old UK weather. It was raining, it was windy, and off she went. And it was a mixed race, lads running at the same time. And she came in first. First girl, and she was in the top 20. So I'm not saying exactly where in the top 20, she's one in the top 10. She's in the top 20, so there's a few lads beat her. But she's the first girl in. So the headmaster came across and said, fantastic, glad to meet you, Mrs. Park. Not really interested, interested in Kerrie. And I had to turn around and say, I'm very, very sorry. He'd already organised the following year's race. I said, we're posted to London, so we're moving. But that was, she showed her determination that day. The other interesting thing was, while we were there, they had a school and a village fete. And Kerrie was ill at the time, so she couldn't go. And Ian's a bit of a dapper dresser. You all know Ian, he dresses really smart all the time. It's the second time I've seen him in trousers. But interestingly enough, Kerrie picked a dapper young fella, and this young chap called Martin rang up the house or came round and says, I want to go on a date with Kerrie. Remember, she's 8. So I said, what do you mean? He wants to go on a date with us? What do you go on a date? So on the day, this young chap comes round, a pair of trousers, a lovely striped shirt, he had a check jacket, striped shirt, check jacket. But Ian, he did have a dicky boat. You can't go anywhere without it. You can't. And I looked at him, and he got bright ginger hair. So Kerrie got hold of me straight away and said, Dad, it's not ginger, it's strawberry blonde. Don't forget, we didn't have Prince Harry and Ed Sheeran, so it wasn't good to be ginger. And I looked round to see where she was, and she's round the door laughing. And this little chap stood there, all dressed up with a present, and off she went on the first day. I think that's where Ian got told about wearing a dicky boat today. Not long after that, we went off to London. And then we went to Hong Kong and other places while we were there. Kerrie then said, Dad, I want to go to university. So we thought, well, yeah, fine. and obviously went to uni. She's quite determined that she's going to succeed. And I think this is where Australia came in. On a second or third year, she did a placement in Sydney. She worked in the hospital for 4 weeks. And she came back, and she still got that year to do to qualify. And she said, you know something, Dad, I'm going to qualify, work in the NHS back in the UK, 2 or 3 years, and I'm going to Australia. And I thought, well, she's been in Australia, she's had a great time. One of the girls she went with, her dad lived out here, had a boat, so she went diving and everything. I said, about 12 months or a month, she'll forget about it, she won't go. Anyway, she worked in NHS, as I said. She became the youngest at the time area midwife. So she actually worked in the hospital, then left the hospital and went out as an area midwife, delivering babies in the houses. I was away at the time, came back after being away for 6 months, said to my wife, what area has she got? I don't know about Australia, in the UK, every town and city's got a rough area. And in Preston, we've got one particularly rough area, and Kerrie had been given this area. I said, oh my God, she's in a car, brand new Mini, driving around there with drugs in the back. She absolutely loved it, and she was left alone because even though it was a rough area, all the local hoodlums respected the local doctor and midwife. And she really enjoyed it. She was there for 18 months, then moved out to Australia. As parents, it's a big loss, and she's out here. We came out on holiday to visit, and then all of a sudden Ian came on the scene. So what can I say about Ian?
Awesome laugh from Paul.
Well, that was the first shock. I thought, well, she's going to be a big chunky Australian lifeguard or a surf dude. And then she said, no, I'm an Englishman from Hull. Which is pretty close to where my mum lives. But when you get to know him, it can be a bit of a joke, or I've seen it again today. But then you realise what a considerate, kind of guy he is. When I first met him, he had a bad habit. Or some people might, if they're Scottish, might think he was a good habit. Every time we went out, he tried to pay for it. You know, went around a drink, went for a meal, went to the cinema. Ian was always there paying for it. I said, no. She said, he pays. I said, no. I said, he's quicker than me. He's there at the bar paying again.
I'm younger than you, Charles.
Younger, yeah. But he's actually learned now, so we kind of share the bills when we go out. But he got me again today. He paid for my haircut this morning.
There's not much to cut, so
Exactly, it was a cheap do. But I've watched him with Kerrie over the last 2 or 3 years, and I think it's the modern way nowadays. Like when we were young, you met a lady, you know, you got married, you saved up, you bought a house, you had a family. Nowadays, it's all seems to be back to front. They build a house, get married, have a family. But I'm hoping for small grandchildren. I'm hoping small grandchildren all the way. Not just yet, but in time. And the other thing about him that surprised me, he said, Charlie, we're going to go away to the golf course. So I'm thinking, great. Game of golf, a couple of beers at the end. Gets in the car, and I thought, Ian, the golf clubs are in the garage still. Now, I thought, well, he's obviously hired the bookie and hired the clubs. So we tipped up a very big golf club, went in the clubhouse. I thought, don't mind a beer before we start. And then he says to me, very, very old-fashioned, totally floored me. He said, Charles, I said, I want to ask you if I've got your permission to marry your daughter. That is the kind of guy Ian Brown is. He's a bit of a traditionalist. So, I'm on the timetable. My daughter's told me, don't keep going, Dad. Get a move on. So hopefully everybody's replenished the glasses. I certainly have. I'd like to ask you all to stand. No, in the army don't tell them to stand. Ladies and gentlemen, the bride and groom, Ian and Kerrie. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Charles. That was awesome. Next is our maid of honour, Kathleen Carr. Would like to say a few words.
I was practicing last night while Kerrie and Charlie were sleeping and snoring. So I just want to say good evening everyone. I hope you're having a lovely evening. Thank you all for joining us to celebrate this special day with Kerrie and Ian. My name is Kathleen and I'm the Nation of Honour and also Kerrie's sister-in-law. Kerrie and I have known each other for a very long time. She started off as just my boyfriend's sister. But I've learned over the last 17 years that she's one of the most caring, most generous and most kind people that I've ever met. Kerrie probably doesn't realise just how big of an impact she has on so many people's lives, my own included. Back in 2009, she was a brave 21-year-old who took a massive step to come across to the other side of the world and build a life for herself. This gave Craig and I the courage to follow her, albeit to a better part of Australia. Anyway, over the years, I have slowly claimed her as my own sister. Sorry, Craig, you're just going to have to go and get another.
You're welcome to.
Now, when I heard Kerrie had a boyfriend that she'd met in Melbourne, I have to be honest and say I was expecting him to be an Aussie hipster or a surfer. But when I found out he was from Hull, I think my first words were, you could have got one of those back home. But to be fair to Ian, the first time I met him, I could tell that he was special. He was patient and he was laid back. Although I do suspect that this was something more to do with the amount of whiskey that he'd been consuming before he came out for dinner. Nonetheless, over the years I've watched them grow closer together. Kerrie has grown in confidence and Ian has, well, got even more patient. We have all watched them build a special bond that has led them here today, making their wedding vows in front of us all. So we wish Kerrie and Ian all the love and happiness in the world. Please join me in raising our glasses to the bride and groom and wishing them a lifetime of love and togetherness. Thank you.
Next, our groom Ian Brown.
Anyone seen the taxi? I'd just like to thank Charles and Kathleen for your kind words. I know it's hard to be kind from a chap from Hull. I'd just like to, on behalf of my wife and myself, to thank you all for celebrating our 60-year anniversary, but most of all, our wedding day. Unfortunately, there's certain people that couldn't be here today. Here we go. Yeah, it's not been possible for certain people to be here today, but we all know they're here with us in spirit in our hearts. So I'd just like to raise a glass to absent friends and family first of all. When I turned around today and saw Charles walking down the aisle with Kerrie, I realised today how much it meant to Charles and Dawn. This is why you shouldn't write that everything down. I've been looking forward to this day ever since she was a little girl. But I'd just like to say I try my best to make Kerrie happy for the rest of our life as she is today.
Yeah.
I'd also like to thank you both, Charles and Dawn, for opening your family up in your lives. between Craig and Kathleen.
I'm not
said to
quite
me,
close.
well, to be honest, Craig. But yeah, I'd just like to say thank you for opening your lives and accepting me into your family. Mum? I'd like to thank you for your support and love over the years. I've not made it easy for you, especially since I've moved to Australia. I know how hard you've found it. But I'm not going to take all the blame. You've done too good a job. You've made me too independent. But I'd just like to take this opportunity today to tell Kerrie how beautiful she is. Secondly, I'd like to thank you for all the hard work that you've put into making today what it is. You've certainly done it all yourself. I've not had much input. Control. But yeah, I'd just like to raise the glasses, first of all, to the most beautiful brown girl in the world. I'm saying not to forget Kathleen and Charlie. Beautiful flower girl. But Kerrie asked me to actually make a special thank you to Tim, Helen and Evie. Or Tim and Evie. They've actually travelled all the way from England to actually be with us for the wedding. So I'd like to thank you for being here. But before I pass the mic to Dan, my best man, I've deliberately left him out of this speech. If I say anything bad about Dan, he can actually come back tenfold on anything I say, and he has plenty of material. But last of all, I'd just like you to stand and raise your glasses to, again, an amazing partner in crime, beautiful wife. Nice job. To Kerrie Ian Brown. Now thanks, Yogo.
This is my massive amounts of material, by the way. It's not even more. Stop interrupting. Hi, my name is Dan, and I am the best man. Sorry, I can't do that. It's an absolute pleasure to be here today to celebrate with Mr. and Mrs. Brown. I've known Ian since 2009 when I met him in a